Hey everyone, I have for you today 4 practices for the early postpartum. And I'm talking about that immediate postpartum, early postpartum. This is before, a month has gone by. This is what you can do even just in the first few weeks, ideally before you're out running errands and things like that. This is also other than resting. Resting should be like your number one thing that you're doing in the postpartum time. I know it can be really hard, but follow your body. I mean, first of all, rest is imperative. But as far as like how much you can do and when you can do whatever, follow your gut, follow your body. If you're one of those people that bleeds for like 1,000 years, that's your body telling you that you need to do less and delegate more. So that's just a fun little note there. So 4 practices in the early postpartum other than resting. Number 1 is breathing and range of motion movements. So I'm not going to pretend that I've come up with this all on my own. I learned a lot about breathing and these range of motion movements from my training with the BirthFit coaching program. Okay, there was so much wisdom in there. I'm not going to try to share all of it with you, but the main thing, at least not right now, the main thing with breathing is that you have to first add the context of like just reflecting on the fact that we just passed an entire human from our bodies. Our lungs are like, wow, suddenly we have all this room. Our core strength is all wonky. We have our muscles are overstretched and we have a lot of weakness and core weirdness and all kinds of stuff. And that all affects our breathing, and our breathing affects all of that. So it is like, this hand in hand relationship. And one of the ways that we can help our bodies heal efficiently, effectively, and physiologically is to make sure that we are breathing intentionally. So that means taking deep breaths, taking slow breaths, shallow breaths, not breathing shallowly, making sure that we are taking deep, slow breaths, letting our bodies know that we are safe, but also just gently starting to move some of these muscles and things like, when we're breathing from our diaphragm, that's like mid-trunk, right? Our diaphragm is what controls our breathing in the first place. And when we're breathing very, very deeply and slowly and all of that, we're sort of like stretching those muscles that have been super smushed for a while now, right? So breathing, there's a lot of physiological benefits to that, a lot of psychological like safety triggers and things like that. So it's very good for the nervous system in general, but it has real physical effect. There's so much to this that I am honestly, I don't know all the things about every physiological thing in the world, but it just made sense. I think if you want like deeper dives into all of that, you could probably follow BirthFit's stuff, listen to their podcast, maybe take the training yourself or something. Anyway, breathing. Very good. Range of motion movements. So that's like you're sitting up straight and you're just doing a windmill thing with your arm, really gentle. We're not trying to like race. We're not trying to fly off the bed or anything. We're being really gentle with our bodies. But this is something that can feel really good, that can kind of get our, lymph moving a bit. Just sort of like, getting all the juices flowing a bit without overdoing it for our bodies. So you can do windmill arms, real gentle. You can just stretch, like just reach up high, stretch to one side, to the left, to the right. Maybe not do too much with your legs right now, but, maybe just do some ankle rolls, do some neck rolls. Sitting up straight feels really good. And then dropping your chin and rolling your neck like that. Just doing things like that. A daily practice of just having this really intentional breathing time and maybe doing some range of motion movements. Are you a mom wanting to get stronger and more resilient, but aren't sure where to start? Don't worry, BirthFit has your back. Side. BirthFit offers efficient, intentional movement and fitness training for women in their preconception, pregnancy, or postpartum seasons. Get 20% off any BirthFit program you purchase from their website when you use code HAYA. Support your body so your body can support you and this new phase of motherhood. Go check them out today. Number 2, baby wearing. And then maybe baby wearing walks outside. And I mean outside as in like around your yard if you have one, or like a very gentle walk to your mailbox and back, okay? Because we're talking about early postpartum, and honestly, walking around baby wearing outside is probably more like week 3 and 4, maybe later week 2. Week 1 and 2, I would say don't really get out of bed. And if you have to get out of bed for something, then wear the baby. It also kind of depends on what your birth was like. So if it was something that was particularly challenging or particularly difficult for your body, maybe don't do the baby wearing yet, even though they're real little. That kind of weight can affect your core and how you're kind of like engaging your pelvis and stuff like that to keep yourself balanced. It might be a little bit too much for your body, so just be mindful of that. But if you are out and walking around and you are feeling good and you're wanting to get a little bit more movement in, then put that baby on your chest, wrap them up in a thing, and then wander around like that. It can be really lovely, especially if it's like the warmer months. If you're barefoot, you can be real stereotypical that way. Barefoot with a baby wandering around in your garden kind of thing. But that honestly sounds like heaven for me. So I am definitely part of that stereotype. So that's number 2. Number 3, eating and hydrating. Wow. I feel like this is honestly something that every woman seems to need this kind of reminder. But seriously, eating and hydrating can be so difficult to accomplish, especially if you don't have a huge support system, if you don't have those sisterly, motherly figures that are really close by. It can be hard to make sure that you're eating and hydrating, but it is imperative. If you've listened to any episode, I feel like I somehow managed to rope that into the conversation, is eating and hydrating. So it's probably beating a dead horse at this point when it comes to that, but it is important, and it's a vital practice for the early postpartum. So it's in here. But eating good things. So this kind of ties in with the 4th thing, which is delighting in things. So one of my favorite things to do is that when I have a postpartum mama, I love to bring her some chocolate, or like maybe I think she might not like chocolate. I try to find something that is going to be good, just delightful, just something that brings a smile to her face. And this is really important for us postpartum moms. We're dealing with, there's a lot going on. There's a lot, the transformation really honestly is still happening right now. We're still processing the birth, processing whatever's going on in our family world, processing the new dynamics. There's a lot going on. And then there's this whole new human that we're learning, this new pattern that we're figuring out. There's a lot going on, and it can be really heavy and serious. And it can feel really important and weighty, and it is. But we need to make sure that we're balancing that out with delightful things, with being thankful and grateful, but in like a genuinely lighthearted way. Delighting. I love that word because it just makes me think of like a butterfly. Like if a butterfly lands on you, you're not going to fall over from the weight, right? It's just this beautiful thing that's fluttering by your face and alighting on a flower here and there, or just going off into the field or into somebody else's yard or whatever. It's this beautiful little thing that's just this moment of beauty that flutters by and brings joy and asks for nothing else, just to be delighted in. And that is so important. It's probably the most important part of the postpartum time outside of the physical needs and stuff like that. Delighting in things brings balance to the weightiness of everything. Even if it was the most wonderful birth experience ever, it still can be a lot. It's still just a lot. And that doesn't have to be a negative. It can be a positive a lot. But having these things that are just these lighthearted little like sparkles in our day can make all the difference for our postpartum recovery time. So delight in something. Eat the chocolate. If somebody asks you if they can bring you something from the grocery store, ask for like, candy or like that treat that you really like that you kind of save for special moments. Or, if somebody's gonna come hang out with you or you're just chilling on the couch by yourself, like watch a silly movie, watch some dumb comedy or play a video game. That's what I do. But just, allow yourself to have that lightheartedness, that flutter, the butterfly in your life. Let yourself have that butterfly and enjoy it. Same with the eating, the hydrating. Have the fun drinks, have the fun little meals and treats and things. Make sure that they're nourishing, because you need that for, part of your recovery and all of those things for your breast milk production and all that good stuff. But we can have those like delightful little things wrapped up in the nourishment and all of that too. So honestly, delighting in things, we can do that with all of these things I listed here. So just quick recap. We have, other than resting, because again, that's like the staple for postpartum. Number 1, breathing and range of motion movements. Definitely check out BirthFit. They have this great lying in program. Number 2, baby wearing walks outside. That's also for sunshine. I didn't really mention it before, but that's like so you can get sunshine on your face, get fresh air, get in touch with the world outside of your home. Sometimes that is kind of one of the things with home birth, is like we can be in our cozy cave, but sometimes we need to sort of like stick our head out the window of the cave. My cave has windows, I guess. Just sort of like wander outside for a second, look around, say, how nice, and then wander back in, Number 3, eating and hydrating. And number 4, delighting in things. So I hope that was informative, inspiring, and I know this is a short one, a short love tap for you, but I felt that it would be a good, helpful reminder episode for all of us. I might even have to play it back for myself when I have my next baby, God willing. So again, I hope you enjoyed. Pass it to somebody that it may apply to if it doesn't apply to you, and, put it in your pocket for your next baby. All right, I'll catch you later.